The first game of the Euros is underway. Well, it's actually been done right now. England with a 1-0 win over Austria. Beth Mead's goal, the difference in the first half, and that was all she wrote for that game. There's plenty to talk about, though, with myself, Kate Murray, Emma Hayes, and also Steffi Jones here with you in the studio. Emma, I want to talk about big picture takeaways from this game first.
Well, I think 3 points, because as Steffi will mention time and time again, that opening game as host nations is a tough one. A game of two halves, but England's shown that they can defend. And I think the decision to leave Greenwood out and play with Williamson at the back is a justified one. I think the real question is the strength in depth going to hamper or help England? The 3 changes today I don't think help the team, so I think making the right decisions is going to be something for Sarina Wiegman to learn from. And the last part I would have to say, for all the possession they had, 60%, only 5 chances on goal, England are going to have to be a little more prolific inside the box if they're going to go on and win the tournament.
On the flip side, though, for Austria, yes, they started with a loss, but surely they can take some positives out of this, Steffi.
For sure. I mean, we knew that they could defend. I have said before the game they have 13 players playing in the Bundesliga, so they would try to keep the game tight, which they did. They've been passionate. They've been really trying to defend. They had some individually bad passes, which made it possible that England scored also.
So what are you saying? England didn't create. It was the result of Austria's poor defending.
Well, that's still, when you do that, you still score, and it's fine. But I just feel like Austria showed in the last 10 minutes that was an open game, and they had their chance also. So that's what you take out of it. You know, just losing 1-0 is not too high. England was the favorite team, and Austria doesn't really have a game changer. They have one.
Which is why they have to wait for 10 minutes before time, because I think if they do that any sooner, perhaps the scoreline will be different. Maybe.
No, but it's just like they might just get 1 or 2 chances, and they have to be it.
Yeah, so anyone coming up against them next, Northern Ireland and Norway, have got to be careful. Let's talk about individual performances. Which player stood out for you on
the pitch that's today? A great question, because I don't really have one. I think we have to say, first off, I thought Hemp had moments. Kirby had
some good moments.
Goal-defining moments, at least. The best 2 chances come as a result of Fran Kirby's assist. I know Stanway got the player of the match, but for me, the back 4 being solid in a game where the attack wasn't as, I think, fluid as it has been in the build-up. I think to keep a clean sheet with that amount of pressure and leaving out Alex Greenwood for Leah Williamson, you know, defence wins championships, and for that reason I'll pick the back 4.
I like that.
There you go.
Yeah.
There's something you could agree with, Steffi. Who stood out to you?
Well, for sure, Feiersinger. She was really trying to coach the team, try to keep them up, try to motivate them, and also Zadrazil. She's a fighter, and she's been going back and forth and left and right and trying to keep.
They were so physical second half, weren't they? I thought they bullied England's midfield in the second half.
Well, we kind of felt like in the end of the first half that they were getting tired. No, they weren't. They were keeping it up the whole time, and these were the 2. And also Zinsberger, I mean, she's a good goalie, and she saved 2 or 3 times, and that's important also, you know, for the game. So these would be the 3, and yeah, so.
A few good showings across the board. It was nice Zadrazil had said before the game as well. She put out a tweet saying just how much it meant to her to be playing at Old Trafford with a sellout crowd today. I mean, that's also what they're up against. They've got a sellout crowd. They're against the host nation for the opening game. So it was a solid showing from them, given the other.
They started well, to be fair.
Yes,
I think the first 15 minutes started well, and then against the run of play, England scored, which then settled the game for England. But could have been much different.
So triple change for Sarina Wiegman in the second half. It made you a little bit nervous.
Well, I just felt like I would never do it.
Tell the truth.
It is
you nearly
just like
threw something at the television, didn't you?
Losing the structure, not being organised, and it was showing, right? I mean, the gap was really getting bigger and bigger, and they were not defending as a team. That made it possible for Austria having that chance. So
Yeah, it felt like England going for the second goal, committed
Yes.
a lot of bodies as a result
Risking
of that.
too much.
Got stretched back to front. Thought it was a lot of work for the midfield to do as a result
Yeah.
of it.
3 on, 3 off, but 3 points on the board, and they can't be too upset with that.
No.
England
Yeah.
off to a winning start. 1-0 it finished against Austria in the opening game of the Women's Euros.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN Plus.